Okay, so I am going to try to find a density of this solid. And in order to find a density of a solid, I'm going to need to use a balance, and I'm going to need to use a cylinder. Balance for mass, cylinder for volume. The first thing I want to do is when I turn, first off, I want to turn on my balance, and I want to make sure that it says 0.0 or 0.00, whichever the balance is. That way I know it's on. You might have to wait a bit. Lift up the lid of the balance so that way it won't, interfere. Put a dish or some other material on it because you do want to make sure that you're not putting chemicals directly on the balance, and I will zero it out. Now, for my first one, I'm going to add about 3 grams of solid. I'm just going to sit there and drop them in one at a time until I get to about 3. It doesn't have to be exactly 3. 2.57 I could do, but I'm going to put another one in there just in case. So my first is 3.06 is what it's looking like. So I'm going to write down that my first here, I'll just put it down here. Okay, I had 3.06 grams for my first trial. Now, I'm going to add some water to the cylinder. I recommend typically putting about half of the cylinder to a third, not more than that. I notice I tilt it at the side. That way I minimize splashing, and then I slowly add my water till I get about halfway. Dripping a little bit of water doesn't matter. But as I see that, you will see that I do have some minor errors as there's a couple droplets there. So I would write that down. Those droplets will not actually be used to increase volume unless they fall down. Then they will increase volume. Increasing volume lowers density. Now, I want to get down to eye level. I want to be able to look at this. So I need to get my face towards that and read it. I'm going to use my hand so I can get a better read. Okay, and here we are at 5. I'm going to bring it a little closer because you do not want to read from far away. All right, so 5.56, 5.71. These cylinders can have 2 decimal places. 5.71 milliliters was my water. I'm then going to carefully add my solid. Again, I'm going to add this at an angle. I don't need it on the balance right now. I'm just going to add one at a time at a nice shallow angle. I want to minimize splashing. I want to make sure it doesn't get more than the 10 that the cylinder can hold. And then I have a new volume. So again, I'm going to read this volume at eye level. Because it is water, I want the very bottomiest bottom of the meniscus, in which case I am at 6.09. So getting about 6.09 on this one. So that is my water plus metal. So I'm then going to do some quick math, subtracting the water from the water plus metal. And I will find out that the metal in this case has a volume of 0.38 milliliters. All right. In that case, I do my mass of 3.09 grams over my volume of 0.38 milliliters, and that will give me my density. So of 8.1, and there's more numbers, 3, 1, 5, etc. This is my raw. But I had 3 numbers from the solid and 2 numbers from the volume. So I've got 3 numbers here, 2 numbers there, which means I need to use my lowest amount, which means I can only trust these 2. 3 does not round up the 1. And so my final answer for when this is all said and done for this density measurement, this measurement is 8.1 grams per milliliter. And that is my density calculation. And that is density of a solid. Density of a solid.